Welcome back to Dan's Messy Garage. This is going to be day 10, putting a 289 in a 73 Comet. I have it sitting on the mounts. I have a lot of fights to fight underneath it, and I'm going to jack it up. But first, I want to blow out all the crap that's on my garage floor. Move the car over. I put a piece of tape on the floor where I want the front tire to be next to. And then I can jack it up and do all the stuff from underneath a lot easier. That's going to make it a lot easier. So now I got to figure out what I'm going to do first and get it done. It's jacked up and I have my boxes on each side of it so I can stand up. Since I'm going to be leaning over the car a lot, get some protectors out here. Yeah, I'm looking. You're going to need a cable that runs from starter solenoid down to starter. You're going to need ground cables. The owner included this big long positive cable with the car and the parts. It's for a side post battery. This car's got a top post battery. Cable's good and long. I marked it. I can cut it and use it for the starter to the solenoid. And I can use this other piece to go from the starter solenoid battery connection to the alternator. The inspection plate for the bell housing came in today, so I put that on. I also have a good assortment of clips, copper lugs to go on the cables with heat shrink, and I have the proper crimping tools, so I'm going to make these cables. I got 2 cables made, crimped, shrink wrap, ready to go. I'm going to install those. Then I'm going to start the transmission line Fiasco. Got a couple negative cables made. This little guy is going to go from the block to the alternator. This one's going to go from the block to the frame. There'll be a negative cable going from here to the battery. And there should be one other ground from the engine to the firewall. Here the trans line fight continues. I do have the trans lines hooked on the transmission. I have these other ends of lines that go to the radiator, but I need a couple of these fittings to make all this work. What I did on the ends of the trans lines, where I cut it, I flared it so that the hose won't come off. I just used the brake flaring tool. You just stick the line so it's coming up a little ways, and then you put the double flare adapter thing in there, squeeze it, and it flares out the end of the line like this. I did that 4 places so far, 6 places, because I put in a line for the vacuum modulator. That line coming up right there. But I need the fittings. I ordered them. They're supposed to be at O'Reilly in a couple hours. So now I'm going to see about fitting the lines in there. One of the issues there's always issues. Okay, the radiator that the guy brought over is a lot narrower than the opening. Can't get down in there to show you there. So I got to make some panels or plates on each side of the radiator. I'm hoping it's not going to be too tall. I don't have the hood, but that radiator hose fitting is right on the frame. It's got to be up about 1/4 inch or so you get the hose on there and a clamp around it. So that's going to be probably the next thing I do, because once the radiator is in position, then I'll know where to put those transmission cooler lines. Made a couple plates to go on each side of the radiator. That to make that fit the opening better. Have to mount them in the car. I'm going to put them on the radiator first, drop it in there, then mark locations and drill holes. Okay, I got them mounted on the radiator. Now I have to fit it to the car. Wow, I can't believe how long some of this stuff takes. It's insane. Like, I spent a good hour on the cables. I spent about an hour and a half playing around with those transmission lines. And the radiator is turning out to be another real long project. Radiator hoses are an issue. I have to take a hose, was longer in the middle. I cut 3.5 inches out of it, and I got a coupler in there. The bottom hose, I think I have something that may work to get a part number from, but it's just a long, involved process. I'm getting pretty tired. I don't know how much longer I can play around with this today. I'm going to keep going and push on as long as I can. Okay, I've been playing with the radiator 3 hours. It's still not in. But look what the transmission line company did. They bent this line with the fitting back on that side of the bend. You can't get it around that bend, because that needs to go here. So I'm going to have to try to straighten that line and get that nut where it belongs. It's stuff like this that just drives you crazy. Let alone taking you hours and hours to put a radiator in, and then you can't turn the pepcock. Can't get the hoses on because it's resting on the frame. Whole thing's got to go up. And there's some other issues. I set the radiator in and put the fan in, and I'm trying to center the radiator on the fan blade. I got it positioned so it's centered. That means that that hose that I cut to make fit isn't going to fit anymore. Plus, the hose bend where the fan goes up top here. See if I can point to it. That's not good. Raising the radiator a quarter inch will help this, help the bottom part. It's not going to help this hose situation though. I need a hose that has a longer portion before it turns 90. So I wasted a radiator hose and a lot of friggin' time doing it. Bottom hose. Water pump outlet's there, and the snout for the radiator's here, so that hose has got to kind of have a real funny bend in it. And this is sticking down on an angle toward the ground. That's straight back, so you can see how funky that hose has got to be, and I don't have one. With all that, I'm going to say that this is the end of day 10, working Dan's messy garage, putting a 289 into a 73 Comet. Stay tuned to my channel for future videos and updates. Bye.